Ladies and gentlemen, I am Leon Thomas, the Ace of Spades. Joining me is a man who is both the King of Diamonds and the Joker, always the wild card, Johnny Maloney. Rounding us out is the card that tells you the rules to playing poker that nobody keeps, Austin Yorsky. Guys, what's up?
Leon, you're leaving me, speechless here. The praise that you have for me each week, oh, man. I haven't been this verbally filleted in my life.
How do you feel?
I feel like I did something to you, Leon, and you're getting revenge. Have I displeased you?
No. Honestly, this is probably the last week I'm gonna do this continuing thing where I mockingly praise myself, legitimately praise Johnny, and then just destroy Austin.
It's even legitimate praise. This gets better and better and better.
Anyway, yes. So this past weekend, I think it was Saturday, maybe Friday, Viz Media, which is a anime publisher. I'm just assuming they do other things. I'm not super knowledgeable on that side of the industry.
I hear they make a mean custard.
Johnny. They apparently negotiated for the rights to every motherfucking episode of Sailor Moon. Over 200 episodes, 5 seasons of a decades-old show.
5 seasons?
Yes.
That's funny, Austin.
Series, not seasons. I don't know. Whatever. There's, Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon S, Sailor Moon R. There's, you know what I'm saying? Now Gundam comes in, Gundam Wing and G Gundam, Unicorn Gundam. There's, different kinds of it.
Soaked up in olive oil, wrestling on the floor of your father's basement, Gundam?
I think I missed that one.
Was that just me?
Johnny just made it super weird.
Was that just you who imagined it, or was that just you wrestling oiled up on the floor?
Can it be both?
It can, if you want it.
Now, when I brought this story to Leon, I was like, oh, we should talk about Sailor Moon. You're like, why? I don't know anything about Sailor Moon. What's the point? And I was like, Leon, they're adding all the gay stuff back in.
I was so down at that point.
Exactly, yes. If you know anything about Sailor Moon, and you probably know more than I do because I've only seen 3 episodes of it, but it's pretty infamous for being completely butchered in the original English localization. The 2 of the Sailor Scouts, I think it's Uranus and Neptune, I want to say, are super gay for each other, but in the English version, they were just cousins, which makes it creepier, in my opinion, because
yeah,
let's just change 2 people in love to being affectionate relatives. That's not weird. But they're undoing all that. They're changing all the names back. They're just making a faithful English version for the first time, to my knowledge.
Are they bringing any of the actual sailing back?
I think
because I gotta say, one of the biggest disappointments for me about Sailor Moon was exactly how little sailing there was in it.
Was there mooning?
I'm going to give you the serious answer to these questions. I think sailor in the title refers to the uniforms because girls' school uniforms look like sailor uniforms.
You can't just do that.
I think that's what it refers to.
You can't just wear a police officer Halloween costume and then demand that everybody call you Officer Shooty Pants.
My school uniform up until 8th grade was basically a suit. They didn't call me Leon Lawyer Scout or anything like that.
And I think every one of the Sailor characters has a planet. So there's Sailor Neptune, Sailor Mercury, but the main character, Usagi, is Sailor Moon, so I think that's why it's called Sailor Moon. It doesn't actually, there's no mooning, I think was the question, Leon.
Oh, that's disappointing. Is there a Sailor Planet of the Apes? No, wait, that's just Earth. It's just Earth. Yeah.
So I know neither of you guys have ever seen the show, right?
I have watched some of it.
I have watched 0.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I just want to see more bunt line hitches and chain splices.
Sailing terminology. I got the joke. Good one, Johnny.
Knots.
Okay.
There we go. I want to see a Zeppelin bend. Not.
I hate you more than I did before, Johnny.
I'm sorry, but that was a deep joke, is what that was, gentlemen. I just bent the continuum of humor.
Is that what you did? Is that why I got no laughs?
Yeah. It's so far ahead of the curve that people won't notice that's funny for 7 years.
Your sailing jokes have anchored us down, Johnny.
Leon.
Yes.
Don't blow wind up my ass.
I have no more, so I'm not going to push this any further. And
I was just waiting for that to fizzle out.
You guys are no fun.
Okay. Well, there's not much more to talk about there, besides it's always good to get more LGBT stuff, and you can watch it on, the first 4 episodes are on Hulu, and then it's 2 episodes every Monday they're going to add until they've done all the subbed ones. So you can start watching. I'm watching it as it's coming out, and it's super old school, but it's still fun because of how corny it is. And man, it's a lot darker than I thought it'd be. She just straight up cuts a lady in half in the second episode. Just in half.
With what?
Her tiara. She throws it and it cuts the bitch in half.
I guess that's kind of dark, yeah.
Well, is there legitimate blood and gore and intestines falling out, or is it just is it more stylized?
No, I think she's like a demon or something, so she just kind of dissipates when she's in 2 pieces.
All I'm trying to say is that with a magic tiara is one thing, but if you try to cut somebody in half with a staple remover, that's dark. Because you gotta want that.
Johnny. Oh my gosh.
That's a good 3-hour affair, is what that is. That's there's gotta be some unwavering conviction. If you're all go magic staple remover, I'm making I don't know if you can hear, you probably can't hear it, but I'm making the motions now with my hand of what that would look like.
Oh, well, thank you for telling us that.
That would be messy. That would be messy.
I like how you're narrating yourself.
All right, Leon, do you want to go to the next story?
I'll say as much as I can about it. Actually, this ties into something we were talking about a few weeks ago, oddly enough. I guess
Stephen King?
In Species 2, the first 10 minutes, a space shuttle lands on Mars, and the way that NASA funds this is through advertisements on the shuttle. There is actually going to be an advertisement on the moon. We are now sending ads into space, apparently. And I'm going to tell you about this article I read. Basically, there's something called, I apologize if I say this wrong, Pocari Sweat. In America, I don't think we get it. In Canada, I don't know. But the maker of it's a sports drink, and the maker of the sports drink hopes to become the first billboard on the moon. Otsuka Pharmaceutical, has secured a spot on the first commercial robotic moon mission, which is actually happening later this year, for a titanium can filled with powdered Pocari Sweat. The can is basically designed to look like a regular can, but it's going to be it's reinforced in some way to survive the trip. And there's going to be they're planning some kind of billboard or something to be. It's not so much a billboard. It's just going to be larger, and it's going to be there. And the point is, this company, and I really am butchering these words, Otsuka Pharmaceutical, basically wants to put a giant Pocari Sweat canister on the moon for us to see. I guess for every time we go to the moon, we'll see this gigantic billboard looking thing.
Which of course is a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
the amount of times that we go to the moon.
Every time we go there, in our rocket from Futurama.
I don't think it has anything to do with us actually seeing it or talking about it. They've already succeeded.
Damn, you're right. They won. They won already. They don't even have to do it now.
Exactly.
They don't even have to go to this clearly very expensive mission to the moon to drop this thing there.
Yep, you've already said the name of their product. Fuck it, they win.
Pocari Sweat, everybody. The official sweat of word funk.
My favorite is the name of the can.
Yeah.
The name of the can that they are sending to the moon is, I shit you not, the Dream Capsule.
Oh. What? This is a sports drink, so I assume it tastes terrible.
I think you're asking the wrong people. We have no idea what it tastes like.
Well, I'm just trying to dig through my memory here to see if I can remember a sports drink that didn't taste terrible. I think by intuitive inference, we can theorize that it probably tastes at least as bad as sweat.
You guys don't like Gatorade?
Austin, you used to be a jock. What sports drink did you drink?
Water. Only water.
Really?
Everyday water. That's all you should ever drink. That's just, yeah. Gatorade tastes fine, though, I think. Most flavors. Nobody?
It's not my... No.
I did drink Powerade before. I drank it, and it was like, this doesn't taste bad, but it is clearly not designed for flavor. It is designed for a purpose. I could be drinking almost anything else, and it would taste better.
You know where Powerade and Gatorade and all that stuff was invented?
Florida.
Yep, University of Florida.
I'm aware. I saw that commercial, too.
Oh, I didn't know there was commercials.
That's how I know. An advertisement, which brings it all back.
You're really susceptible to advertisement, Leon.
I am. That is how I learned the history of Gatorade. It is based on the Gators, and it aided them, I guess.
Speaking of Florida sports, did you guys hear about Florida State's quarterback getting arrested? Or I guess he had to do community service for stealing crab legs from Publix? This is amazing. Okay, I went to Florida State, right? We were the national champions in football. We won everything, the BCS last year. We were world champions. Our quarterback is going to be a millionaire when he gets drafted into the NFL, right? So he just walks into Publix, which is the supermarket we have, like literally outside my door. Like I can see it from my window. He just walks in, picks up a bunch of crab legs, and walks out. Like, I've seen the video, like, they have it on tape and everything, and he's just like, oh, I forgot to pay, so you got 20 hours community service. This happened like a week ago.
Did he think that nobody was going to recognize him or something, or? Because
I'm
operating under the impression here that, you know, your champion winner of everything quarterback dude is probably a pretty big deal.
Exactly, like, he's not inconspicuous.
I've forgotten to pay for something before, but I ran right back into the store 2 minutes later. I accidentally just walked out of the store with a big something pack of Dr. Pepper, and by the time I got to the car, I said, "Oh, I just walked out with this, wasn't I? Because I was daydreaming about stupid stuff." And so I ran back in the store because they have cameras. And I took care of it. I just walked back in and said, "I'm sorry, I almost forgot to pay for this." And I said, and then life went on for me.
Were you daydreaming about taking Dr. Pepper to the moon?
I might have been. I can't even remember what I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking about paying. But I guess this guy just thought of that and then decided not to do the obvious responsible thing.
Oh, man, I could talk about it for a while, but I know you guys don't care about sports. We'll move on. One more thing on sports, Leon, because this ties back to the gay stuff from earlier. The first openly gay NFL player was drafted last week.
Yeah, I saw that. Michael
Sam, St. Louis Rams. Awesome. Super cool. Like, did you see the video where he kissed his boyfriend that made everyone butthurt? Like, it was
I didn't see the video. I heard about it.
I just think it's cool. We're, like, living in the area where, like, people are going to remember us. They're going to make movies about this someday, like they did, you know, with, like, Jackie Robinson and stuff. It's cool.
They're only going to make a movie about it if something bad happens. You understand that, right? If he walks into the locker room and everyone looks at him like all hard, like, I can't believe there's a gay here now, then there's going to be a movie about it, about his struggle to be accepted onto the team, and it's going to be, and like, nobody likes him, and then he makes the big play at the Super Bowl, and then they all like him, which really, that's not good, because that means they only accepted him once he could do something for them. But
you're not a person unless you benefit us.
But that's the movie. Of course, it's not going to be a movie if he walks, you know, in and everyone's like, "Hey, man." And then let's play football. I hear you're good at football. We too are good at football, and we want to win games. So welcome to the team. If we say horrible things to you or about you or hurt you in any way, we're going to get so much shit that we won't do that. So that might not make for a great movie, is all I'm saying.
Hey, if it goes all perfectly well, they'll still exaggerate it when they make the eventual biopic. That's what they always do.
That's true. If everything goes great, they're still gonna like invent like a sort of devilishly homophobic character sitting in the locker room, sort of twirling his mustache, saying, "I must stop this gay man from coming onto my team." But how?
Yeah, how dare he gay up the sport where we run around touching each other's butts for an hour and a half?
Yeah. I assume the villain is actually going to turn out to be secretly gay at the end, and then we're all going to feel sorry for him. It's like, I just couldn't come to terms with it.
And of course, this movie's made in 2030, so that immediately has, like, spacey electronic music in the credits.
Of course. In the future, that's what we'll listen to.
Have you noticed that, though? Like, in the 60s, they made science fiction movies about the future, and they're like, oh, our culture's going to be so weird and electronic, and it's like now dubstep and EDM is, like, really popular. It's like they kind of predicted that one.
I guess they got one thing right. Not so much rocket packs for everyone, but the rest is good.
Poor Johnny. He's like, will you stop talking about American sports? I have nothing to add to this.
I have a sports lunch.
Let's talk about baseball now. Baseball.
What about hockey? The Bruins lost. Fuck those guys.
I'm
pulling for the Blackhawks now.
Are they
What's a Bruin?
Isn't it? I'm going to sound like an idiot. Hold on.
No, we're not allowed to look it up. No.
I think it's the slang for bear.
If you look it up, it's not fun. If us speculating about what a Bruin is will be funny.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's a bear, and it is. I looked it up.
Damn it. You ruined the whole thing.
I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
I got it right without having to look anything up.
I'm comfortable with sounding like I don't know something. I said it out loud. What's a Bruin? Because I didn't know what it was, and it's okay not to.
I agree with you, but I was capable of educating on the matter, however uncertainly.
Johnny was the bigger man. I was too cowardly to stick to my convictions.
I wanted us to say maybe it's some kind of helicopter, and then when we find out what it is, we feel dumb, but it's funny in the segment that we did it, and now it's over. It's over forever. So let's move on and talk about something even dumber, which is the summer blockbuster season. Right now we're in the summer movie season. Things are happening. Captains are being Americaned, and Godzillas are rampaging somewhere.
Gods are being zilled?
They're zilling all over the place, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start, so you guys can have time to scratch your heads and figure out just what we are going to be doing this summer in the theaters, because I have a couple things I want to see. And one is actually coming out in a matter of days. By the time this gets posted, it might be out or almost out, and that's XMen Days of Future Past. I have thoroughly enjoyed the X-Men film series. I even kind of liked The Last Stand, even though it is clearly the weakest of the so far 4, but about to be 5 X-Men movies. The first 2 were just, they were a lot of fun, and they were, among the movies that sort of helped usher in this new era of superhero movies that are genuinely good, and I wouldn't say dark, but modern-ish. Then they made I don't even want to call it a prequel movie, but I guess it sort of is. It's basically just a new cast of our aged characters and a bunch of new characters when they decided, well, what if we talk about the mutants during the era of Kennedy? And someone made that movie, and that's maybe the best one, at least in my mind. Maybe 2 is better, but I guess it's all sort of arguable. And they're making this. They're making X-Men Days of Future Past. I myself am very interested, so that's good. Always. Peter Dinklage is in it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So are you guys interested in watching the new X-Men movie, or is it just me being a huge nerd here, or what?
No, I'm actually the new X-Men looks pretty interesting. I think it's pretty cool. Anything with Patrick Stewart in it, I'm all like, yeah.
That's the sound you make when Patrick Stewart shows up?
Whenever I see Patrick Stewart in anything, hell, when I was reading Trans4mers the other day. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the graphic novel, but there's a foreword of one of the Trans4mers soft covers that's written by Patrick Stewart, and I opened the page and it was like Patrick Stewart, and I was like, yeah.
Just like out loud to yourself?
Just out loud.
In my mind, you're definitely saying it out loud and also pumping your right fist.
It's a little weird because I follow him on Twitter, so whenever he tweets, I'm like, yeah!
It must get exhausting.
It makes my voice a little sore at the end of the day.
I have no interest in seeing any of the XMen movies. I gave up at the third one. So, sorry guys, I'm going to rain on your parade here, but that was the worst. Just the worst.
Well, like I said, it's arguably, well, I shouldn't even say arguably, it's almost universally accepted as the worst, but they did bounce back. I mean, the next one after that, the I guess prequel or so, First Class, is very well critically acclaimed. Not just for a comic book movie, but in general.
I'll watch it if it comes on Netflix in a year, but I have no intention of going to the theater for this one.
I am actually that's what I'm doing on my birthday, which is in a few days. I don't go to the theater very much. I'm more interested in watching movies at home in the comfort of my own chair.
But yeah, Marvel. I mean, it was before they were bought by Disney, and they were still kind of floundering around in the movie business trying to find their way. They sold SpiderMan and XMen off to the highest bidders, which was a good move at the time. Those made a lot of money for them. But now that they have the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Disney, I think they're kicking themselves because Spider-Man can't be in the Avengers until they get those rights back, which my understanding is the contract is as long as Sony keeps making Spider-Man movies, they get to keep it.
I guess that explains why they had to sort of rush out The Amazing Spider-Man just a couple years ago, even though clearly the world was not yet ready for a reboot of a film series that was already very popular from before. I mean, it was one of those things that you would think they would let sit on the shelf just for a little while to build suspense for it, but I guess that explains why they would rush it out.
Yep.
It also explains why they're making a Sinister Six movie, which sounds terrible.
All I know is that's the one with Venom, right?
Venom? I don't know.
I'm not a comic book guy. It's just my understanding that Venom is in that. So.
Well, the Sinister Six is they're basically a bunch of Spider-Man's rogues gallery that all team up, and they're like, let's get Spider-Man. I'm like, so let me get this straight. You're making a movie about the villains of Spider-Man, but it's not going to be a Spider-Man movie. It's going to be a Sinister Six movie.
Dude, if there's anything you can say about the Spider-Man movie franchise, it's they have no idea what to do with his fucking villains. Between Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, having 3 villains apiece, it's just an absolute clusterfuck over there. They have no idea what to do with them because none of them are very interesting characters, unfortunately.
I'm gonna have to do a Renegade Cut episode comparing the Raimi Spider-Man films to the new ones. I haven't seen the new ones just yet, but just based on everything I've heard and everything I've seen, they seem like they might be, I want to say, grittier. Is that the right word, or slightly darker?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's maybe the influence of the Dark Knight and then Batman Begins that sort of pushed superhero movies. Yeah, maybe forward is the wrong word. In a different direction.
Yeah, there's definitely less camp in the new ones. Less Willem Dafoe screaming at a mirror. But whatever, I don't even like any of the Spider-Man movies that much, except for maybe the first Tobey Maguire one. But whatever. Superhero movies are kind of played out. There's only one I'm excited for. Leon, do you want to talk about the Raccoon?
I want to hear your pick for the summer movies you're looking forward to, and I would love to hear about the Raccoon.
This is probably the worst. I'm the worst person to talk about this because, like I said, I don't know anything about comics. But I'm super excited for the Guardians of the Galaxy starring Rocket Raccoon and a tree, I guess? I don't know. I don't know anything about this. It just looks awesome. Do you guys have any insight into this series?
I'm with you. It looks awesome. It's like the Guardians of the Galaxy are like, that is, I used to be a Marvel kid, I used to read the XMen and crap like that, and I used to know all about the fucking Shi'ar Empire and the Skrulls and the fucking, like, you know, but I'm like, Guardians of the Galaxy, what the fuck? Like, I've never heard of this comic in my life.
I think that's what makes it so cool, though. It's like they're adapting all the big brand name guys, all the marquee guys, and all those movies are starting to feel samey. They're all trying to bite Dark Knight's style, you know? They're just blending together. This looks fresh and new and exciting, and I don't really know anything about it besides I played Rocket Raccoon in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and he was fine there. But it feels different and exciting, unlike every new X-Men movie or Superman and Batman.
Well,
Man.
They have the right director for it. The guy who's directing it is the same guy who made Super. And if
oh my God,
yeah, anyone is listening to this and hasn't seen Super, it's a superhero movie, but it's basically what Kick-Ass wanted to be. A movie about what it would be like if there was just a superhero in the real world, without powers and without weird embellishment or anything like that. Not to say that the first Kick-Ass movie wasn't, fun for what it was, but Super is like a genuinely strong picture, and it's genuinely funny too.
It follows through on it. Like Kick-Ass starts as a deconstruction of the superhero concept, but then it plays it straight. It's like, if a superhero was real, you get your ass kicked, but then Gatling gun fights inside of skyscrapers, but Super is like, this guy's like, I'm gonna fight crime, and then shit just gets terrible forever, and nothing is okay ever again, and that's it.
Yeah, we have the right vision for Guardians of the Galaxy with this guy at the helm, so I'm looking forward to that one too. I'll be definitely seeing that, maybe in the theater, but at the very least on video.
But the only other thing, when Leon, you said, well, let's talk about summer movies this episode, I'm like, I hate all of the modern movies that are coming out. And then I looked at this list, and the only other one that jumped out to me was the new Sin City. Did you guys like the first one? I really liked the first Sin City movie.
Yeah, it was good.
So I'm reasonably excited about this. It has a bunch of the returning cast and stuff, so I'll probably see that. But that's pretty much it for me. Johnny? Anything?
Yeah. First of all, I think this summer is going to be like an absolutely treasurable collection of schlock. There's going to be a lot of awful movies that we're going to see coming out this summer. We're getting 22 Jump Street is coming out. We're going to see Trans4mers 4. We're going to see the Leprechaun reboot. How do you guys feel about that? Leprechaun Origins?
Wait, is it actually called Leprechaun Origins, or It's
called Leprechaun Origins. I shit you not.
Oh. Was it Taste the Rainbow, bitch?
And it stars a dwarf wrestler from the WWE whose name is Hornswoggle. I mean, if they talk about like lightning in a bottle, that is just the opposite. That's like a field of shit. That's like that's like a mine of shit is what that's gonna be. That's like digging into the ground and just coming up with the worst stuff that you possibly could. But that's coming out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who can forget that? So that means
horrifying.
Sorry?
Those turtles look horrifying.
They do. But I mean, think about that, okay? So we're getting Trans4mers 4 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know that Michael Bay is not doing the new Trans4mers movie. Wait, no, he is. He did direct it. So we're gonna get 2 Michael Bay movies, pretty much. No, it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that he didn't direct. Sorry, he didn't direct. He didn't direct TMNT, but I think he's like a producer or some shit on that, But it looks. Basically, we're gonna get like 2 Michael Bay productions, and that's gonna be awful.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the list for what's coming out this summer, it's almost entirely sequels or licensed properties, but mostly sequels and licensed properties all at once, that being Trans4mers 4. The weird thing about Trans4mers 4, Two things. One, for such a huge movie and from such a huge franchise, I heard so little about it. Almost nobody is talking about it, which is very strange to me. And the second weird thing about Transformers 4 is that they didn't stylize the title to be Trans4mers, like trans and then the numerical 4 and then mers.
That seems like such a missed opportunity.
It shows incredible restraint, but I feel like I would have been happier if they had just gone through with it. Because that's what everyone's going to be calling it on the Tumblrs. You know that they will. So yeah. I feel like you should have just gone for it. But, yeah, it's an odd summer. I shouldn't even call it an odd summer. It's just the summer that we have made for ourselves because we kept going to see sequels to things, and they kept making sequels. Oh, and by the way, I don't know a whole lot about 22 Jump Street or 21 Jump Street either, but in 22 Jump Street, does it literally take place just across the street from 21 Jump Street?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, that's just false advertising, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I will say this though. I'm actually I do think A Million Ways to Die in the West looks pretty amusing. I'm always I'm always kind of amused by people who romanticize the past. When, the further back you go, really, the easier it was for anybody to die of, that flu that you got last year? Sorry, you're dead. And I think hopefully it'll play to that kind of, strengths, that kind of funny of where it's yep, welcome to the Old West. Holy shit, everybody's dying everywhere all the time. Because that would amuse me.
Yeah.
I have a dark sense of humor.
You do.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to say about this summer?
No.
Okay. Then I'll just say this real quick. In the Stephen King adaptation of The Green Mile, Tom Hanks just screams out urine during that movie, just in the most awful way possible. That makes me afraid of genitals forever. And that's all I have to say about Stephen King this week, unless you guys want to say something about Stephen King this week.
I like The Green Mile a lot. The guy who plays that Percy Wetmore, the guard, he is the slimiest motherfucker I have ever seen. He just makes my skin crawl, just that human being.
It was a good movie, well cast, I would say, yeah.
No, yeah, he's perfect for it. Every time I see that movie, I'm like, someone needs to beat him to death with this shovel.
Oh,
sorry, but it's a good movie. That's the best kind of casting, is where you feel it instinctually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Stephen King.
Stephen King.
He's a guy. So over the weekend, reports emerged that Google, aka YouTube, was planning on buying Twitch TV, the streaming service, for $1 billion. $1 billion with a B. Now, they weren't the only people who were interested in it. Apparently Microsoft wanted to buy Twitch as well, but it looks like Google won. And I don't know exactly how this is. They're still in talks and stuff, but a lot of people, especially in the video game, media sphere or whatever, are really worried that YouTube is going to ruin Twitch, because Twitch is where people went to get away from YouTube and their draconian DMCA stuff, all the copyright takedowns and the YouTube's toxic community. So video game streamers and stuff were all migrating to Twitch, but if Twitch just becomes YouTube part 2, that's just, they're going to have someone go somewhere else, apparently. Also, why would Google throw away $1 billion for a competing service when they are the number one name in online video?
Because they can have it both ways now. I mean,
they can be themselves and their competition.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's the best position to be in, because not only can you rope in the whole mainstream, it would work against their interest to make Twitch TV YouTube 2.0. It would not do at all. because what you want to do is you want to be able to draw in all the people who don't necessarily so much care about YouTube's like DMCA stuff, but are really interested in, like getting to the front page and the exposure that YouTube gives you and so on and so forth. But then you also want a service that's going to pull in the people who are like, I don't want to go to YouTube. YouTube's so mainstream.
But even if they double down on those markets, there's no way they're going to make $1 billion with Twitch. Like this, it feels like they're just throwing away money for spite. Like, what's the actual like money making plan here?
Well, they're not necessarily going to make it with Twitch, but it does basically secure them policy-making decisions for both. So even if they don't get what they need with Twitch, they can encourage people to get it with YouTube. Like, how much is peace of mind worth to you, Austin?
Not $1 billion.
Well, do you have $1 billion to spend? Because if you did, it might be.
Maybe. Also, Twitch streaming and stuff, can't you do Twitch streaming through consoles now? So that gives Google some inroads there, perhaps.
Yep.
In video gaming terms. I just think, you guys have been to YouTube. You know it's, like, falling apart, right? Like, it gets worse every time they update it, and the commenters are literally evil, like monsters.
They're genuinely evil monsters. That's kind of how I see them. I kid. But no, my YouTube experience was terrible. A while back, as Renegade Cut was growing, I thought, it would be great if after a couple of weeks on Blip, when I've made my money, for the most part, for each episode, I just put the episodes on YouTube and build an audience there, and hopefully they'll go to my Blip and give me actual money, because earning cash on YouTube is slightly harder, especially if you have a show about movies where you're constantly using clips that are being flagged for, copyright crap. Eventually, I just couldn't stand it. It is not user-friendly for people who are putting anything that's even remotely questionable in terms of fair use in there. As for commenters, funny thing, when I made my videos, I threw them on there and then, out of frustration, left it. But I checked my email address that I used for that YouTube account. I never checked it. I just checked it almost randomly the other day and found hundreds and hundreds of emails telling me that people have been commenting on my Stanley Kubrick video. There are like hundreds of thousands of hits on it. And I was like, this was successful. It's too bad they didn't give me any money for it. And then I checked it, and the cesspool of vile belly acid that is just spewed on YouTube is just frightening. It is unpleasant and unkind, and I just can't even imagine wanting to go there. Partly for that, but for all the other reasons I mentioned, YouTube is not a friendly place to go. It's just, it's evil. That is the right word that you used earlier. It smells of evil, hellish brimstone. Is that an exaggeration for effect? Yes. But is it completely wrong? Is it that far off? I don't know.
I just wish that somehow they could require me to use Google Plus way more.
Is there anything positive we can say about YouTube, just for balance? I don't know.
That's where everything is. Is really the best you can say about it. If you're looking for a clip or like a trailer or something, that's where you go.
Yeah, I guess
so
that's true.
It's better than Apple trailers. There we go.
Is that a thing?
I never heard of it.
Me neither.
Really? Because Apple used to have a whole bunch of trailers on their QuickTime website.
Yeah, that was my homepage, Johnny. QuickTime website.
Apple.
That's all I'm saying is it's better than that.
Okay.
We still have like 10 minutes, guys. So I don't want Leon to end the show prematurely. I'm just gonna jump here and say I started playing XCOM: Enemy Unknown, and it is fantastic. You are both soldiers in my squad, and
Wait, what?
Leon. Okay, do you know what XCOM is, Leon?
No, I know the word, but I don't know what it is or how I am in your squad. I'm way over here in Baltimore.
It's a strategy game where you're like a counter extraterrestrial like strike squad, right? So like aliens abduct people and you have to like take your soldiers out and fight them, or it's more complicated than that. But the point is you can customize your units, like give them names and like nicknames and like classes and stuff. You are Leon Renegade Cut Thomas. Yes. You're like, I think you're a captain and you're an assault class. You are so powerful that it actually is fucking up my game because I'm trying to capture these fucking aliens alive to study them, and you keep killing them. You're just too good.
Okay. I'm the one that doesn't play by the rules.
You don't. You were just death incarnate. You are a tank dressed as a man.
I want to tell you just how flattered and afraid I am that you are naming your characters after me. I feel like this is very, very close to people like who write fan fiction about me, which actually exists. But you're my friend, so it's weird.
It's friend fiction.
It is. I'm okay with it. I'm joking, but you go ahead with your story. I'm sorry.
I mean, I know when James played it, he named his soldiers after, like, me and Johnny and stuff, but it's just kind of a thing, because it gives you, like, 10 soldiers, and it's like, name these guys, so it's just like, Leon and Johnny and Taylor.
You get kind of connected to them then, Leon, so that, like, when they die, you're like, no!
That makes
sense.
sense.
If they run out of health points, they're just dead forever. It's not like Mario where you have a bunch of lives. They're just dead.
Oh.
Their names go up on the walls and you move on. Johnny, you're a support. You're just my medic. You're not. You're doing the ground.
Because you're
doing the groundwork. Yeah. You saved Taylor's ass. He got. I don't know. Johnny, you're the expert, but I ran into mutons for the first time.
Oh yeah.
There was like 3 of them behind a truck. I was just like, oh, what's going on over there? And they just fucked Taylor to death. And you saved his ass. So like he was like, what is it? Like gravely wounded out for like 3 weeks or something, but he would have been dead. But, yeah.
Taylor.
Snipers are absolutely broken. Apparently maybe the enemy within made it more fair, but it's just, the game is lots of fun, but I am ruining shit with these snipers. I have 2 of them on my team. They can just kill anything from the entire other side of the map. It's madness. That was
It's a great game.
Your 2001 game of the year, right? 2011.
2001. It was my game of the year 2001. Absolutely.
Fuck you, Johnny. 2011. I missed it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's probably the most fun I've had with a video game since Fire Emblem.
Or was 2011 The Witcher 3?
Was it? I don't think so. Let me check. Wait, Witcher 3 isn't out yet. Now you misspoke.
Witcher 2, yes. Yeah.
You guys don't know numbers.
11d12.
Million D6. Whatever. Who cares? No one cares. No one's keeping score.
It was my game of the year.
Right.
It was.
For when it came out.
And I know you guys hate video game talk. One last thing, though. I have Drakengard 3 here, and if you listen to the BT podcast, you know that I never shut the fuck up about Drakengard. So I'll talk about that probably next week when I finished it. But it's happening.
Any weird naked like alien babies or?
There are no babies from beyond the veil of space and time yet, but there are dragons pissing themselves.
Is that what they were? Babies from beyond the veil of space and time? Because it was a little scarier than that.
There was a veil.
Leon, you weren't there for the Drakengard episode, were you?
I was there for no veils at all.
Okay, so Drakengard is a shitty old PS2 game, where it's basically just a Dynasty Warriors ripoff.
Okay.
But halfway through, it starts getting weird. Like, your party members are like a cannibal and a pedophile and like it's just really weird. And then it gets even weirder, and then it just starts raining demon babies.
Oh.
It's
okay.
It's just super weird, and it's great. And now the new one is out, even though the other games didn't sell well and they killed the company. That's actually the company that made Drakengard 3 is the Deadly Premonition people.
Oh, God.
Oh, fantastic.
Is the pedophile into the demon babies?
I don't think so.
All right. I don't know if there's a... Never mind. I'm not going to go down this hole. I just want to say two things. One, I didn't mean to discourage anyone from writing fan fiction a few minutes ago. I realize it's a pretty big part of Channel Awesome fandom, so, shine on you crazy diamonds and all that. Second thing, listeners, make sure to check out... I'm just going to plug something here, because apparently we have time. Listeners, make sure to check out my Patreon page I just made a few hours ago. That's Patreon/Renegade Cut. If you enjoyed watching Renegade Cut for free, you're gonna love paying for it. So I'll just leave it there. Guys, anything you need to say before we go?
Oh my gosh, Leon.
I'm really looking forward to spending more time with you, Austin.
I've installed Resident Evil 6, everyone. It's happening.
Okay.
We're gonna do something sometime. So keep your fucking ear to the ground. It's happening eventually.
It's gonna be disgusting.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
We're gonna do a video where I scream at Resident Evil 6 because it was a running joke on the old podcast.
Okay. You do that.
I will. You can't stop me, Leon.
I'm not even gonna try to. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay,
guys, that's all we have to say for now. Stay funky and
no, it's all hail Gorthanax.
Oh, and also all hail Gorthanax. That too. We can do both things. I think you can stay funky with Gorthanax. Gorthanax is very funky. By the way, I totally won the argument of how to spell Gorthanax by simply being able to write the title of the episode. So I feel like I won Holy War by lieu of just technically being the host of this.
I know. It was an abuse of your power.
It was. It was great.
Don't worry, Leon. Gorthanax will have his revenge on you.
Yeah, there is no Gorthanax. There is only Gorthanax with an F. Gorthanax says F you. And,
the one true Gorthanax.
That is all we're gonna say. Goodbye, everyone. See you next week, and all hail Gorthanax.